What did you get it to that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, my phone doesn't have a... The gyro inside it is dead now. It doesn't rotate.
You just had it rotated.
The camera one works, but the like any other video, I can't do it. It won't do it.
That doesn't make sense.
I know.
Maybe you just can't on this.
I can't do it on YouTube. I can't do it on Facebook. It doesn't rotate at all for anything except for the camera.
That doesn't make sense. If it was broken, it wouldn't do it at all.
Stirring my coffee with a fork.
A plastic fork.
As long as it stirs, right? Did you draw a penis on this?
No. I didn't mean to draw that line. Let me get that one.
Little coffee?
Yeah. I don't mind.
I don't mind.
We just figured out blues. We just figured out blues. Let me get that song out of my head. Did you put sugar in it?
Yeah. I forgot we even had to have that conversation.
What?
About putting sugar in it.
Ready? Do we have any video?
Nobody's viewing it yet.
One viewer.
One viewer. Hey! Alright.
Today we're doing our podcast live for the first time.
Yeah, it's the first time live, so whoever's viewing, thank you. We're going to go ahead and get started right now.
DJ.
Whoops.
We can't make any mistakes.
We're going to be making mistakes. That's the whole beauty of live.
I'm going to call you DJ. Just to throw people off.
Excuse me?
You're going to say, I'm Lane. I'm going to say, I'm DJ.
You want to go that subtle?
No, not that loud. I'm saying you're going to tell them you're Lane.
Oh.
That way they get confused. But now I can't say it because you thought I was being subtle. I was just trying not to let them hear it.
Oh. Sorry.
Because we just figured out...
Why the fuck is this happening?
Is it coming out of this?
Yeah, it's so loud. I don't understand why it's so loud.
Fuck it. Don't even just unplug it.
Penis.
Monkey. Yeah. Maybe that's it. Weird. Alright, ready? We lost 2 viewers.
We had 4?
No, we had 3. No, 2 left and 1 came back.
What's up, everybody? This is Nerdtalkalypse episode 10. Thanks for joining us.
My name's Lane.
My name's Deej.
And as always, we're here geeking out weekly with our listeners about our favorite nerd topics. Marvel and DC Comics, specializing in CW's Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, to Harry Potter, The Walking Dead, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, and everything in between.
That's right, folks. And today on our show, we are going to be talking about the latest and greatest in nerd news. As always, we've got Daredevil Season 1 finally added to our repertoire. And we're watching Season 2 week to week.
We'll be talking about Captain America Civil War early reviews and excitement.
We got the Han Solo prequel film's finalist, the actor who's going to be possibly portraying Han Solo in the anthology films.
The fucking awesome Doctor Strange trailer, and there's all in the history of Doctor Strange.
We've got Spider-Man Homecoming and Michael Keaton rumors.
Bullshit Negan theories. And much more.
Bullshit Negan theory. That's truth. There's truth in that because they're all bullshit.
So without further ado, here comes Nerd News. No, you don't. Nobody know. They don't like us.
It's alright. They'll be back.
We suck.
We don't host our own podcast or anything. Don't see anybody else out there hosting a podcast.
That's right. I wonder how well they can hear us.
I don't know.
I want to see. Should pop up on my thing. Nerdtalkalypse is live. It's very behind.
Yeah.
Not very loud. Wait, yeah, it is. It's a little bit.
It's live enough.
Can't hear me.
It's live enough.
Alright. Good.
Alright, everybody, this is Nerd News. This is everything we found this week in nerdy news. We're going to start off with Walking Dead news. Go ahead, Lane.
Theories. As we said last week, theorizing about who Negan kills in the Season 6 finale has been deemed rather useless. According to the show's creators/writers, but nevertheless, people still waste time. Not even the executive producer knows who Negan killed. Orange Crush theory, and why it had to be theories include. Wait, why it had to be. Theories include, there should be a comma.
Yeah.
Theories include Daryl, Michonne, Aaron, Abe, Glenn, Rick. Pretty much everybody that was in the group.
They're all bullshit.
For every goddamn person.
Yeah,
so.
they're all ridiculous, and they're not. I don't think any of them are legitimate. I don't think, except for Glenn. That's the only one I think is legitimate.
No, there's even the one I saw that said why Rick is the one he killed, but we know for a fact it's not Rick or Carl because he specifically tells everybody. He says, if the boy starts crying, like he points back at the boy, like if the boy starts crying, rip his other eye out and feed it to his father. Why would that? He would never have said that if Rick was the one he was killing.
Right.
You can't feed something that somebody is getting their face crushed in.
Right.
So it cannot be Rick. It cannot.
Yeah. So, like I said, theories, pointless. So we got Ezekiel and Shiva. They're new characters for comic book fans out there. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but Ezekiel and Shiva have been teased by The Walking Dead on Instagram. They're comic book characters. They're highly anticipated, but apparently they're coming, and they've either been cast or are in the process of being casted right now. You can look up stuff about them, but they were posted directly from the Walking Dead Instagram page. Ezekiel and Shiva will be there in season 7, so that's really cool. A lot of people were speculating whether or not they were going to have Shiva,
right?
But I think they can pull it off. They've done some crazier stuff.
Oh
so.
yeah, they have. Yeah, I mean, you guys will learn if you're not a comic book reader of these comics, you will not know who we're talking about. So,
but they're awesome. Shiva's cool, so
yeah. And apparently, the season 6 finale's director Greg Nicotero's parents are also outraged at the cliffhanger, and are not speaking to him because of it. So his parents are not as happy. I'm not speaking to him either.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Yeah, I guess they called him and just started bitching that it was a cliffhanger. So I don't know. That's ridiculous. But so Fear the Walking Dead has already been renewed for a 3rd season next year, with 16 episodes, which is crazy. Like they're only on season 2, episode 2, just aired last night.
See, that's good to me because we'll get into it. But if they make episodes like they did last night, holy shit!
Yeah, that last night's episode was awesome. The first episode pulled in 8.8 million viewers for the premiere, which is pretty significant. It's like less than half of what The Walking Dead pulls in.
Still, that's quite a bit of people.
Yeah, it's still a lot of people. It obviously was enough for them to be like, all right, we can do a 3rd season already without even having ratings for a finale in this one. So, but that's all I've been able to find really for Walking Dead news. We can get into the Negan theories here in a little bit. There's a lot of them, and they're all stupid. But,
well, all right, we're gonna be getting into some DC Universe news. Well, actually, there's something I want to say about Walking Dead real fast.
Okay.
That last issue of The Walking Dead was pretty fucking crazy. Did you read any of the stuff in the back? Like all this, like the letters they write in?
No.
Well, right in the beginning, it's funny because
here, get it. We have it right here.
Robert Kirkman says something like, "Oh, holy shit, that fucking episode with Negan's first appearance, fucking, how about Jeffrey Dean Morgan?" Like he says all that shit in there.
Oh, really?
In that comic book, yeah, it's awesome.
All right, let's read it. Let's see.
Yeah, it's before that. Yeah. It's the very.
See, while everyone worries about Negan swinging Lucille, they tend to take their eyes off the fact that Negan will also fucking stab you. It doesn't make as big of a splash as a bat, but he's killed more people on panel with a knife than Lucille, so watch out, especially as he wanders into the territory of some of the folks that love their knives as much as he does. If you're reading this on release day, you have recovered from Negan's big debut on the... Oh, have you recovered on Negan's big debut on the TV show? That's pretty cool. So holy crap, this issue is shipping after the finale to season 6. Ha. Man. Oh man, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, am I right? Seeing that scene come to life is one of the greatest joys of my life. Enjoy the summer and your wait for the season 7 premiere. Luckily you have Fear the Walking Dead and now the Preacher TV show to hold you over until Walking Dead comes back, so enjoy these shows on AMC. But back to the comics.
Well, yeah, it was just cool to me that he's actually talking about the show in that comic. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the comic.
I guarantee that Robert Kirkman is thrilled as hell.
Hell yeah,
to see
Negan. He was perfectly happy with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so everybody else should be too.
Yeah, and he's the guy who made him. You can't get any better than that. You can't have, I mean, that'd be like.
If Stan Lee comes up to me and says the Avengers was absolutely 100% perfect, then it kind of has to be.
Right. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you'd expect everything. But all right, but we're gonna move right into DC Universe news. This is all on lane here.
I know. Jared Leto actually spent time with institutionalized psychopaths to prepare for his role as the Joker in Suicide Squad, which is fucking awesome. Like that is commitment. That's dedication.
Yeah, I read the whole article. They had a whole bunch of stuff about it. He went in there and he talked to doctors. He talked to people that murdered people, horrendous crimes. He said, just to get into this like psychopath thing, and it's just I don't know. It's
I am
crazy.
Ready for him to be Joker.
I
don't
am
care
too.
what people say. People are gonna love him. I know it.
Right. Some more Suicide Squad news is that rumors of Batman and Deadshot are maybe rumbling in this movie. There's an interview here with Will Smith that they did. What is this doing? Basically, he just says that. Oh, yeah, we could probably open it.
But you can transfer audio to them.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But he basically.
Now I know Deadshot, historically, Batman villain. I know Batman's in this movie. Do you rumble a little with Batman in this movie?
I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't know if I'm allowed to give that, but there's that does cross my path, and it's not completely pleasant.
If you didn't actually hear that, it's Will Smith talking. A guy asked him if he fights Batman. He goes, "I don't know what I can say." He goes, "But Batman does cross my path, and it's not pleasant."
Right, so that's pretty interesting. I know that they have a little bit of a history together in the comics and things like that. And then on the same note, we have another thing down here. Ben Affleck's Batman does make an appearance in this movie, and as you can see in the last trailer that we talked about it last week. But I guess he has a lot more screen time than everybody's kind of expecting. He said it's very satisfying. The amount of screen time he has and all that stuff. So it should be cool because more Batfleck is always good.
Well, in that trailer, we've seen him 2 separate times, so
right.
I guess Batman vs Superman is up to $800 million worldwide.
It's up to a little bit more than that now.
I saw a thing earlier. It passed Spider-Man.
Yeah.
As a worldwide, and I guess apparently Spider-Man had a great amount of money made. I didn't know.
Right.
The first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, I'm pretty sure, is the one.
Yeah, that's the one they're talking about. So it's been spinning all over the web this week that the original cut for Batman vs Superman was 4 hours long, which
Holy
is
shit.
Ridiculous.
That's a lot.
I can't even imagine that is.
I love my Batman vs Superman, but I don't know if I could sit through that.
4 hours, dude. That's at least 2 sittings, maybe even 3.
DC announces cinematic universe for Hanna-Barbera cartoon reboots. That is crazy to think about, man. Like, that's the same news.
They announced both a comic book universe and cinematic.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. If you guys know, Hanna-Barbera are the old cartoons we grew up watching, like Scooby-Doo, Flintstones,
maybe the Jetsons. I'm not sure.
You know what I mean. Those shows like that. And they're gonna make comic books for them and shows for them, news shows, and DC's doing it. So.
I think they're doing new movies.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, shows, movies, whatever.
But either way, it's gonna be really interesting. The Flintstones comic book looks weird, but looks really interesting.
It's weird that it's DC. Like, you know, the Flintstones are just going to be chilling, eating dinosaur bone ribs, and then the Flash is going to show up like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to come back this far.
I mean, that would be pretty weird.
That'd be funnier now.
I mean, like, Fred Flintstone, just from this picture alone, just looks... Like, Pebbles looks like she's pretty old, and...
Flintstone looks like he could be fucking Superman. He's huge.
And those dinosaurs, like, they're, like, legit. They're not so cartoony.
No.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So they officially announced a line of comic books, and they're supposed to be like gritty reboots. So we got Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, the Future Quest, which is like a Johnny Quest, and the Flintstones. I don't know, it's not called anything else, but Scooby Apocalypse is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
They had like 17 different covers for that, and it was all really really crazy. But whatever.
All right, well that wraps up DC news. I guess we're gonna get into some Marvel news. At CinemaCon Thursday this past week, the Deadpool sequel was officially announced with the same director and cast along with Cable as the villain, slotted for either October 2017 or January 2018 release. And we pretty much knew Cable was coming. Deadpool even says it at the end of his first movie, but it's actually official now, so it's cool to know. I don't know if we have anybody casted as Cable yet.
No, I doubt it.
But
so... Captain America Civil War launches with a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes for early reviews, which is...
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's expected that everybody's going to love it at first, and then it's going to go... I'm sure it won't be 100% forever, but...
See, I never take that, because, like...
Critics are assholes, so that's all there is to it.
And the winner is Spider-Man Homecoming, July 7th, 2017. That's... If you don't know what we're talking about, on our previous podcast, they were going through a couple names of what the Spider-Man movie would be called, and apparently Homecoming wins. So we have yet to understand what Homecoming means, but hey.
So next July, we'll all be sitting down in the theater to watch Spider-Man Homecoming, and that should be pretty interesting. And like I said in the beginning of our show, Michael Keaton has been rumored to be the villain of that movie. I don't know what he's going to be playing or who he's going to be playing, but...
I don't know.
Michael Keaton's making a little bit of a comeback in life, I guess. Yeah. He's got Beetlejuice 2 coming out, and he's got Spider-Man, and I never watched Birdman, but a lot of people talk about Birdman.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a movie. It was like one of the best movies of 2014 or 2015 or something like that. It was like supposedly it was amazing, but it's I don't really know. It's not what you think it is.
Birdman, is he like couldn't have control of birds?
No, it's not.
Is he a Birdman?
You'll have to see. It's pretty interesting.
And apparently we have a plethora of Star Wars news.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of Star Wars news this week. It's gonna be until Rogue One comes out.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna zoom in on these a little bit because there's a lot here. So, Alden Ehrenreich. He was one of the finalists for the role of Han Solo. Out of the four that we talked about a couple episodes back. He, I guess, has been reportedly the front runner. Like, until he's officially cast, we won't really know, but this guy is supposedly the front runner for Han Solo. Young Han Solo. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
If you guys haven't seen him.
Yeah.
That is apparently who the new Han Solo, young Han Solo will be.
Yeah, as far as their books go, I saw a picture of type him in Han Solo. Somebody like photoshopped a picture. It looks ridiculous, but it's.
Is that the guy from Kingsman?
No, that was Taron Egerton.
It just shows him.
I guess that picture's not up there. It was weird, man. I don't know where I saw it at, but it was pretty interesting.
All right, that's good.
But yeah, so he's supposedly supposed to be playing Han Solo, which I'm not. I have a lot of faith in the fact that they can do some things like have you watched Looper?
No.
Okay, so in Looper, did I already tell you this?
Maybe.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is in Looper, alongside with Bruce Willis, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a younger version of Bruce Willis. And they do a lot of like aesthetic makeup and CGI work to make him actually look like a younger Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty damn convincing. You're like, wow, he really looks like Bruce Willis. Like, it's... So I kind of think that they might do something similar to that.
Right.
In regards to Han Solo and Harrison Ford. And they've got all that footage, and now that I just learned this week that now they can like go and take old footage and like remove the mouth to make them say different things.
Interesting.
So I don't know how they're going to do it. A lot of people are speculating that Princess Leia, her original 1975 or whatever version, the one from A New Hope, will be in Rogue One at the end with new dialogue.
Interesting.
So Carrie Fisher will reprise her role as a younger version of herself.
That's cool.
Saying different things. So I don't know how true that is, but it's the same concept with the guy Ben Mendelsohn, who is reportedly playing Grand Moff Tarkin in
Yeah, and that guy's actually dead.
Yeah, and that guy's dead, so they're talking like it's going to be sort of like a Paul Walker type, Fast and Furious 7 type deal. A full CGI. I mean, they got to get permission from the guy's family and all that stuff to do that, but...
All right, let's get right on here. Harrison Ford's Han Solo jacket apparently sells for a whopping $191,000. So, save up your money. Hit an auction house, get it.
I mean, it already sold, but whoever had that spared $200,000. I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous. So I don't know, but so the original Star Wars trilogy is said to be coming back to theaters sometime this summer. Reportedly in August, I think it was. But that's really exciting. I mean, if Du Bois kind of sucks, so I don't know if it'll get it. But I think it would be awesome if they
we didn't get to see those movies in theaters. That was before us. As far as in the original three movies, I think I was too young or not even born yet.
So I mean, it would be really, really awesome to go back, and I would watch them in theaters. I would pay whatever to do it. So I don't.
The Force Awakens wins Movie of the Year at the MTV Movie Awards, and that is not surprising to me.
Yeah, I think it won Movie of the Year at Kids' Choice Awards, Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, and MTV Movie Awards, but didn't win an Oscar.
Yeah, hey, whatever. But well, I mean, I can't imagine Deadpool winning at the Kids' Choice Awards.
Yeah. So, just announced this week, Disney parks, both Disneyland and Disney World, have both broken ground on their Star Wars land. I know, I saw a big picture of a AT-AT Walker they had posted. It was way in the background, R2-D2 was there, and
sweet.
They had a 360 camera view. You could see what all they had done, and
pretty cool.
They had a couple of TIE fighters. And,
oh yeah.
So it's gonna. I'm sure it'll be a couple years, probably 2019, before we even get that. We'll already have Slate of the Justice League in our brains by the time Star Wars Land rolls around. And Harry Potter Land will already be 10 years old by that time. So
yeah, well, I can't wait to go to Harry Potter Land.
Right.
Well, Friday night during the Q&A portion of J.J. Abrams and Chris Rock's Tribeca Film Festival panel, a Star Wars fan asked the Episode 7 director, "Who are Rey's parents?" His answer caught most everyone by surprise. He says Rey's parents are not in Episode 7. He revealed to the attentive audience. So I can't possibly say in this moment who they are, but I will say it is something that Rey thinks about too. It didn't take long for the bombshell to spread, and when it did, people were stunned. Suddenly, many theories regarding Rey's parentage went out of the window. Yeah, because if he's saying we haven't seen him, we've seen Luke, so it can't be Luke. We've seen Han and Leia, can't be them. So,
It says, after the panel then, he clarified his comments. He goes, what I meant was, she doesn't discover them in Episode 7. Abrams told Entertainment Weekly, not that they may not already be in her world.
So we may have seen them.
We may have seen them.
So what the hell?
That's why he clarifies his moments.
All right. So I guess Chewbacca actor Peter Mayhew.
Hang on, I have it paused. Wait.
I'm gonna take a baby break. The Chewbacca actor Peter Mayhew reveals Obi-Wan Kenobi lived in the original Star Wars script. I guess he didn't end up dying in that script.
Yeah, it's. I tried looking at it on Twitter, but I didn't really. I couldn't see it. I couldn't zoom in enough, but that's. It also reveals that they were saying the word Sith way before the prequels ever even came about, which is where that where it originated in the prequels for the movie universe.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. Sweetie, go play.
Alright.
Okay.
And in other news, a Pokemon live-action movie. Hell yeah!
Yeah, it's about time.
Like, they could fuck it up or it could be fantastic. We don't know, but
Just the thought that in our lifetimes we could see a live-action Mewtwo
or Charizard,
Blastoise,
and Pikachu
in
fighting
in any aspect. I mean, they're fighting over it between Warner Brothers and Lionsgate, which I personally would prefer Warner Brothers to get it.
Yeah.
But I have also read that Lionsgate would do well. I don't really know. But
That's fantastic.
yeah, it's pretty big news for the Pokemon world, and then having Pokemon Go coming out now, the world's getting good for Pokemon. That's
yeah.
for sure. No excuses. Funimation, or I'm sorry,
Nintendo?
no. For Dragon Ball Z.
It'd be Funimation.
I guess Funimation.
Toei Animation.
Toei Animation. No excuses anymore. We want a live-action DBZ movie. Not anything on YouTube. I want to see it on the big screen.
You know, if you guys haven't watched the live-action Dragon Ball Z, if you haven't seen Light of Hope on YouTube, episode 1, watch that shit.
Yes, that stuff is awesome too.
Best live-action adaptation I have seen yet.
I can't remember the other guy. There's a couple of them on there that are.
There's some pretty good, but that's the best.
That are worth watching. With Light of Hope, it was definitely the best.
All right. Well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart are in talks for roles in the reboot/reimagining of Jumanji. That'd be interesting. I wonder if they would be like comedy-based Jumanji instead.
I can't really remember much of the original.
Really?
Jumanji.
I love that movie.
Was it hilarious? Was it funny?
It was good. I mean, it wasn't hysterical or anything. It was just. I mean, there's some funny. It's Robin Williams. I mean, he's funny. I mean, you're not going to see a Robin Williams movie where he's not somewhat funny, even in those serious roles of his. I guess in 21 Jump Street and Men in Black join cinematic universes. This rumor has been spinning the web for quite some time, and now it's official. The two movies will be coming together in a crossover form entitled Men in Black 23. That's weird. That doesn't make sense.
MIB 23, yeah.
How
Dude,
does that even make sense?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
People act like they've wanted it for all this time, but I don't know. They're going to be combining cinematic universes, and
I wonder if like Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill have been memory erased a few times.
I don't know. I just think it's weird because it doesn't.
It's a random ass. I never would have put those two.
I know that I've been waiting for you to read that because I'm glad that you read that because your reaction to that is what I was waiting for.
It's weird.
It is weird. I thought it was weird as shit whenever I first read it.
I mean, they could stick Men in Black in any live action movie just because they could just say, yeah, there's been aliens here the whole time. And you just
I mean, the Jump Street movies are cool. Like,
yeah,
they're hilarious, and I loved Men in Black 3. A lot of people didn't. It wasn't very well received, but I thought that movie was fantastic.
Oh, I liked it too.
So, and speaking of 23 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street and all that stuff, Channing Tatum has been cast into the Kingsman Golden Circle sequel. So that's cool. I like Channing Tatum as an actor. I think he's going to kill the role of Gambit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which I read a thing earlier this week that was coming out this year.
I wish. I hope.
I don't know how true that is.
Oh,
but,
I'll be seeing that in theaters for sure.
But they said it was like coming out at the end of the year.
Gambit was always my favorite X-Men.
Yeah, Gambit's shit. But this was just from this morning, the next one.
Jeff Goldblum says he's open to returning to the Jurassic franchise for the sequel to Jurassic World. That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah. I can't believe he didn't come back for Jurassic World in the first place, but he probably didn't think it was going to make as much money as it did.
And it blew records away, and then it soon got replaced with other movies, but I mean...
Star Wars.
Jurassic World kind of opened up all the amazing movies we're getting. It started that.
Yeah.
It was one of the best movies in a long time.
Right before Jurassic World, I saw Avengers. No. It was either one or the other.
I don't remember.
All right, well, the last news story that we have for today is it's about Saban's Power Rangers, which Saban's is the original Power Rangers creators. Their movie reboot got an official logo and a release date of March 24th next year. So less than a year from now, we'll be watching the reboot Power Ranger movie. And I imagine that by the end of this year, if not maybe with like a Rogue One trailer or something, we will get a trailer for Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
I expect to see that by the end of the year.
Well, I mean, they haven't stopped making Power Rangers since the very beginning, but this is going to be like more like the original.
Yeah, these are the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's going to be pretty interesting.
Power Rangers.
I'm pretty excited to see it, dude. I watched like a mashup trailer of the Avengers set to the Power Rangers theme song.
Interesting.
It was cool. Like it was really awesome. I enjoyed it. It's the original Avengers movie, and then all that stuff. So, all right. Well, that's all we have for nerd news. We're gonna go ahead and move right into some notes about. The only thing we had this week was DC's Legends of Tomorrow,
which was like a 3-week-old episode.
Yeah, we were really behind on it, so we're gonna talk about it. There was another episode up that Lane didn't watch.
Yeah,
so
I didn't get a chance to watch it. Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Lane didn't watch it.
We'll talk about that next week. Next week we only have Flash and Legends to talk about, and then after that, everything will be back. So we have Legends this week, and we have Fear the Walking Dead this week, and then we're going to get into talking about some Doctor Strange and the Negan Theories and all that stuff like that. But we're going to go and do these notes right now.
All right.
These notes are a little...
DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 9, titled Left Behind. In the last episode we watched before this one, it was when they were back in the 50s, back when, racism was still common.
I think I have that year wrong.
It was definitely the 50s.
Yeah, I think
but, and at the end of the episode, Kronos attacks the ship, but as White Canary, Adam, and Hot Girl are approaching the ship to go to the different time, the ship leaves. They don't know that it's Kronos up there controlling the ship, so they assume, of course, that they're just leaving them, and they get a little bit downhearted, and it's a little bit of a sad. But so that ends that episode, and then it leads into this episode. Adam, White Canary, and Hot Girl are trapped in Harmony Falls in 1955. After a run-in with Kronos makes the rest of the Legends crew leave them without them in the previous episode, Night of the Hawk, which I pretty much just went over.
Yep, so the trio is forced to adapt to new lives after... what are we... After waiting is now out of the question. So they're stuck in 1955, and they all decide they're going to wait. They wait like 10 minutes, and then they give up. So they go on with their lives.
It was kind of funny because Ray is like, they'll come back, and then it showed the scene. It said 10 minutes later, and they're standing there like shit.
Yeah, they're not coming back, and I mean, which is smart enough because in time travel they can come back to the exact minute that they left. So, 10 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, and I don't know. And then White Canary's point was that what's his fucking name? Vandal Savage is still after them, kind of, and so they don't want to wait in one spot, because they cannot. She even says we can't take Vandal Savage. We got to get. So.
Right, so the trio is forced to adapt to their new lives after... Oh, I already said that.
Yeah. Well, Ray begins working on a distress beacon, but he thinks he can... He takes parts out of his suit and starts making this thing to to talk to specifically the
Wave Rider.
The Wave Rider, their time ship. So he keeps working on that, and it says like months have passed, and maybe a couple months of this, months that, and he finally says, he goes, it's finished, and then they all were rushing in there, and then it like blows up, and he's like, well, it won't do that next time, or something like that. It was funny.
So Sarah, she struggles to adapt to the new lifestyle, and this time she says she misses Netflix and all this stuff like that. And, she gets tired of waiting around. She leaves to find somewhere that makes her feel more at home.
So there's only one place we know she would go.
Right. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Fast forward 2 years. Ray and Kendra have a happy life put together in 1957, where Ray looks to be about to propose to Kendra. Right then, the beacon begins. Well, we gotta get into the fact that this gets quite a bit there. He becomes a teacher.
I mentioned that.
That's way before this.
I know that.
Well, he's a teacher, and he's teaching a class, and somebody called something Gates is in his class. He goes, and then Ray looks at him and says, I thought your son was sick. He goes, oh, William is William is with his mother or something. He goes, "Your son is Bill Gates." He goes, "Bill. I like that," and he writes it down.
This has got a nice ring to it.
It was interesting. And he's a teacher, and I think Kendra's just kind of a stay-at-home.
She's a librarian.
She's a librarian. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it's right. He's gonna get ready to propose to Kendra. They're having a picnic or whatever. Right before he does that, the beacon begins to work. Rip Hunter and company show up.
Well, it's funny because he brought the beacon to destroy it. Like he was like, "I want you to be here when we destroy it," because he said,
right,
it's causing too much shit and it's never gonna work. After 2 years, you're gonna lose hope.
Right, and they show up in the Wave Rider, undoubtedly end their left behind status, ripping Ray and Kendra from their home and jobs that they have held for the last 2 years. Ray was a college professor teaching Bill Gates' father, blah, 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 and Kendra was a librarian. Ray isn't too happy about leaving, but Kendra is. Kendra is.
Yeah, like Ray has a little harder of a time wanting to leave that. 2 years of being together in life, that's hard to just get up and
walk away from. I mean, setting yourself aside. Which
funny.
I was watching a video that made a good point. It was either really easy to get a job back in 1955, or
there wasn't as much.
You know what I mean? Because but they didn't have IDs. They didn't have
to photocopy your
social security numbers. Like
they're smart enough to get fake.
Went up there and was like, I know book learning, and they were like, you can teach our class.
Right.
I don't know. That guy's son went on to become
Bill Gates.
Thanks
to Ray.
All thanks to Ray Palmer.
And then, Rip Hunter gets off the ship and he goes, "Sorry, I'm a little late." And it's funny though, because now Kendra and Ray are actually 2 years older than they were. So they're with this group, but now they just happen to be 2 years older than they were in the past with them before. So
right.
Interesting.
That is pretty interesting. So after they all, figure out where Sarah goes, which is like what we were saying before, she goes to rejoin the League of Assassins, which is where they figured that she would find most homey.
Right.
We get to see Ra's al Ghul again from the guy from Arrow, which is pretty cool. He
looks younger too. It's cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And then he has his daughter Talia al Ghul, whom has a little history with Batman in the comic book world.
Yeah, see, I never really heard of Nissa al Ghul. That's why I always thought that Talia's the one that was always Ra's al Ghul's daughter in any comic book, in the movies. In the games I've seen, in the comic books. She I guess her and Batman, they wanted Batman to become Ra's al Ghul at one point, and he was supposed to be with Talia, all that bullshit. But so
it's got really messed up right here.
Well, they go to Nanda Parbat. Everybody shows up there, and Rip Hunter tries to think it's going to be simple enough just to break in there and wake Sarah up and just get her, but then she tackles him down, and she says, "Intruders!" And then your heart drops a little bit.
I make a point in this to say that it was extremely easy for them to get into Nanda Parbat back in this year.
And then another thing that's stupid to me, that freaking, right when they're outside the door, that fucking guy, that assassin comes down, and then, what's his face?
Jack
just punches him in the face and knocks
him
out. That never, no. That assassin trained in that art would never, no, I don't think
Right, so. Yeah, it's weird, man. It was so easy for them to walk. They walked right in the front door and walked right to Sarah's room.
Yeah.
Nobody stopped them. Back when Arrow and everybody does this in the Arrow universe, Flash does it, Arrow does it, they have a hard time getting in there. They're stopped at every corner.
Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe he just didn't have such a huge numbers back then, but
I don't know, but that shit
it was ridiculous. So they go in there and they make their attempt to save Sarah, and they get tied up, and they're going to be executed publicly, and blah 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 blah. And then they demand trial by combat. Rip does.
Yeah, Rip assumes that means he's going to be able to fight Ra's al Ghul, but Ra's chooses Sarah to be his champion. He goes, "I can choose anybody I want to be my champion, as can you."
So, and then he chooses Kendra, which is a hot girl.
She's completely willing.
Yep, she's completely willing to fight Sarah. Now, at this point, her powers have become dormant in the last 2 years. She hasn't been able to get her wings. She hasn't had any flashbacks to her past or anything like that. So she's more than willing to do this in hopes that it will bring out her powers again. So they fight. They have a big fight, and she is able to convince Sarah to basically snap out of it. Tells her that you're the White Canary and you have a mission, and we have to go do all this stuff. And she basically leaves. She gets permission from Ra's al Ghul to leave after he. How does it go? He basically finds out that they're from the future. Ra's.
Yeah, well, he realizes that they're all together in the king.
Oh yeah.
Sarah had all the training already.
Yeah.
He knew, he's Ra's al Ghul. He knew that she's already had lead training, and it wasn't from him, so he kind of just put it all together.
Right.
'Cause he's a smart man.
Then he tells him a bunch of stuff. He's like, make sure your daughter in the future doesn't stays off of Lian Yu or something like that, and then tells him that she'll be coming in like whatever year it is, 2006, I think.
Because why would Talia go to there? Why would I send Talia there? He goes, no, your future daughter. I think she's going to be called Nissa. And during all the subplot, actually, like right at the beginning of the episode, Kronos, at the end of the last episode, and it showed, Kronos came and attacked the ship, and in the beginning of the episode, they had a little battle, and then everybody got kind of knocked out. Kronos kind of won, and then they all wake up to find Snart missing. And it just for most of the episode, it's very like everybody's like, why the hell would he take Snart?
Right, and this to me, I was just not. I had no idea why that was happening.
Well, as soon as they decided they took Snart, that's the only thing I could think of. I figured it out.
Well, I like I told you, I was kind of distracted during a couple of these things, so I like. After I was like, "What? Where's Snart?" And Amber, my wife, was like, "Well, he's gone. Like, he was taken by Kronos." And I was like, "Why would they take him? That doesn't make any sense." And then it is revealed that Mick Rory has been Heatwave this whole time.
That's great. No, not Heatwave, Kronos.
Oh, that's what I meant. Kronos. Mick Rory, aka Heatwave, has been revealed to be Kronos, and he's been Kronos this whole time.
In other news, Ray Palmer has been noticed to be Adam this entire time.
Well, it's quite the reveal.
It's crazy.
How many times has he come across himself?
Well,
how many times has he fought himself?
Yeah, that's crazy.
To this point, that's ridiculous.
And the other Mick, I don't know. It's crazy to think about. Time travel is fucked up.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, he explains that he's unhappy with Snart and is looking to kill him as vengeance for leaving him behind. So we found out this episode that he didn't actually kill Mick. He shot to the side, but then he just knocked him out. And he left him in that time. It was like a barren, empty time zone, whatever it was, and it ends up being that the Time Masters had found Mick and trained him into being Kronos.
Right.
So that was interesting.
And then they take him as prisoner, and hopefully they can talk some sense into him.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't exactly know what note the episode ended on. I can't remember. It was a couple of days now that I've watched it. But
well, like I know, because Snart was locked up, and Mick attacks Ra's al Ghul's. He attacks Nanda Parbat, and they all fight him.
Yeah, and then they all reveal to him that he's Mick.
They give him the Atom suit. Sarah hands him Ray back his Atom suit, and that scene was beast.
Yeah.
He was like getting small and then turning big and punching him and getting small again, and then he does this. He like punches him up and then punches his fucking sideways. Like,
yeah. He's Ant-Man status, dude.
Yeah, it was fucking awesome.
And then Snart freezes his hand off to get out of these cuffs.
Oh, dude, that would have Sub-Zero freezing your.
That would be terrible. But that thing.
Yeah, that thing grew his hand back.
That grew his hand back with Gideon. That's awesome.
Rip Hunter had it the whole time. He goes, why didn't I know about this? He goes, nobody's needed it yet. Snart goes, fair enough. But see, Snart did that and didn't thinking he'd get his hand back, so that's crazy.
Yeah. That's some commitment to get out. But that's all I can really remember about it. The next episode's good. I've watched the next episode. Lane didn't watch it, so
I gotta check that.
It's
out.
good. It's a good episode.
But,
It's very, very interesting. A lot of very interesting things happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like maybe not as action packed.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be action packed.
But it's good. There's a little bit of action.
I love that fight scene though. When Adam shit was so cool to me. I loved it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Adam's really cool. But
All right, now we're gonna get into Fear the Walking Dead. Well, the episode starts off and it just starts showing these walkers just getting washed up onto the beach out of the ocean. And he just, like, you know, one just like he just gets like, you know, beached, and then he stands up and starts walking inland. And then another one, you just see it coming out of the ocean. Like, oh, that's horrifying, horrifying. Can't even begin to imagine what that would be like, just seeing bodies just coming out of the ocean ready to eat your face. I know we mentioned last week that the original theme song, that very short but pretty, it's like a creepy movie theme song. It's back. You know, we heard it again, so that was cool. They third one.
San Diego. Their destination to San Diego has appeared to be burned down, according to the yacht log that Nick retrieves from the boat in the last episode. He gets it back, and they look at it, and that their San Diego is marked down to be burned down. So,
yeah, and then
lost my train of thought.
Yeah, so like you know that was their destination, but the guy, the ship captain, what's his name again?
Strand.
He is as you guys listeners might know, that Lane might have a bad time remembering names. You know, but Strand he's like still not believing it. He's like, well, according to that log, blah 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 this, blah blah that. But you know, he's being kind of a punk.
And they're like, yeah, they said it was just there yesterday. You can't really argue with that.
Yeah. Well, and then like. He's like, well, we still got our friends following us, and then Strand looks at the older Mexican gentleman, I can't remember his name. The older guy always has the shotgun. He says, what kind of weapon could take out that boat? He goes, more like a 50 caliber. I don't know why I stopped like that. Like a 50 caliber military grade machine gun would, you know, that's what would.
With like a mounting system and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they got some serious firepower.
Yeah, that's crazy. So they're going to they break out this big old map, and they're looking at it, and they say that we're gonna go to this island type deal. Yeah, and there's like a
ranger station.
Yeah, ranger station and a animal refuge thing, and you know, it looked there's a lot more going on there. There's like a carnival and a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they
they want to. They're doing that. They want to get, you know, dock up in some cove somewhere. That way, they're trying to get out of that boat's radar.
Right. So they go in there and they meet these people. There, you know, there was like a light.
Yeah.
This lady was flickering a light during, you know, as they were coming toward it. So like, oh, we need to go there and check it out. And they go there, and these people they're pretty weird. They meet him up, they meet him up. They meet up with them. The guy walks out of his house. I can't remember that guy's name.
What?
The guy with the glasses.
George?
George?
I think so. Greg or George.
Okay.
The older guy.
Yeah.
I feel like it was George.
Well, yeah, he seemed like he was weird, but he was nice.
Yeah, they were all awfully weird.
But they were all pretty nice for the most part. Like, and he had a lot of information because he was like a ranger at this animal thing, and he had radios, and he was talking to different ranger stations all across the country and things like that. So he had a map also, and it had everything laid out to where
pretty much Colorado south and west is all done.
Oregon, and Washington, pretty much the whole West Coast is pretty much gone.
Yep. Half the country from their side overseen, and little do they know, pretty much from Atlanta over, or Texas even over, it's gone too. Because
right.
Abraham and them came from Texas.
See, now they almost. I don't know if Travis is smart enough to gather what he was saying, but he pretty much says that they're all infected.
Yeah, but I don't know if he doesn't know what we know. I think he just, because he just says we're the. He said we're the infected. He was saying he was saying like we're the ones infected. They're nature's course of wiping us out. Like pretty much like saying that they were infecting the planet. He did mention it, but I don't think he said he knows it to the point to where literally everybody is infected.
Right. They don't know about like what die you come back type deal.
They might, but I don't think that's. I mean, I don't think that's exactly what.
Yeah, and he speaks of it as it being nature's way of correcting itself,
which is crazy to think about. Like the happening, how the plant's killing everybody in that movie with the Well, the kids' dolls, which is the same as the creepy GI Joes, he's naming them like they represent people that they may have known in the past or neighbors or something. They all have like little red dots on their forehead, and then not Chris, the other one, Nick walks in there. He says, "What's up with that? Like, what's up with those things?" He goes, "Well, that's what happens to people when they're sick now." And it's just like he's so nonchalant. That like those kids are a little bit nuts too. Like in the beginning, they're like taking seashells up to these walkers on the other side of the fence. Like
they might be the youngest kids in the show, set aside from Judith.
Yeah.
I mean, Judith is gonna observe. You know, she's got the I guess if you want to call it an advantage.
Growing, that's all the life she'll know.
Yeah, if you want to call it an advantage of a baby having a sponge for a brain, pretty much, she's just gonna adapt.
Yeah,
like it's not gonna be weird for her at all.
Yeah.
But these kids are young. They're younger than Lizzie and Mika from season 4 or 5.
Yeah, much.
You know what I mean? Those kids were messed up, but these kids are even worse off.
Yeah. Well, and then we also find out that all the fires we're seeing and stuff like in San Diego, they verify that San Diego is indeed burnt down, because they're napalming it. The military was napalming the West Coast.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy as hell.
Those were all the notes I took.
Well, the island people, George, the family there, the woman is trying to convince them to take her children because she has meningitis. She specifies, saying that she's not going to die tomorrow, but she doesn't have a whole lot left to live, and she knows it's only a matter of time before that place they're living isn't quite safe.
Right.
And also in the previous scene, I think Nick was looking for drugs because he was looking through a medicine cabinet, and then he finds a little globe. He finds pills in there, and I just assumed they were drugs. But he later specifies that they are actually poison pills. He thinks that. He says to them that the dad's gonna, how did he say it?
I can't even remember.
He's gonna like knock off the family, is what he thinks. So it was.
Yeah. They're gonna. The dad is all about tribally being killed on on tribal ground.
Whether die with your family than die with strangers. So.
Right. So it's very culty the way that this guy was going to handle it.
Strange.
But Nick, as he's finding that globe, the little girl walks in and starts asking him to draw pictures with him, or with her.
And he puts it away.
Yeah, he puts it away and goes back, and then later toward the end of the episode, I'll get to that in a second. The mother wants to. Did you get to that?
Yeah, the mother wants to take the kids because she wants them to have a better. She thinks they'll have a better life
Yeah.
off. But see, but little does she know that they're not going to have a great life anywhere. It's going to be way harder traveling. I don't know. I think that she was a little bit nearsighted on that.
Right. Well, none of them know.
No, I know that.
That's the hardest part about watching Fear the Walking Dead is watching them make terrible decisions.
They still think there's hope.
Yes. Yeah, that's for damn sure. That's one way to put it, dude. That's if there's anything that is gone in Rick Grimes is hope.
Yeah, they know that there's no place normal anymore. I know Strand, at one point, Strand leaves the ship. He says, we lost them. We lost the other boat. And Strand takes his keys. Like, they make it a thing, and then the Mexican guy, looks like, what the? And then the Mexican guy starts rummaging through all of his shit and finds, a automatic machine gun. He goes, ooh.
He finds a bunch of maps to Mexico and...
all these things listed. I wonder if this guy's like a drug trafficker or some sort, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty weird.
But we see Strand communicating with somebody with some type of satellite phone or something that still works.
Like a yacht phone or...
He goes, it's all done, and we're... Well, he a little shady. I'm thinking he's a little shady.
Right.
But, well...
I like him, though.
No, I do, too.
He doesn't... He's like, shady, but, he's
not wrong.
He's got a Shane mindset, and I like it. Mm-hmm. I kind of hope he sticks around for a while. Yeah. I keep trying to think when Fear, if and when Fear the Walking Dead it gets to see a season 6, keep trying to think which ones are going to still be here.
Right. We'll see.
You know what I mean? I kind of hope that Mexican guy is here. I like that.
That older Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's cool. He's
a survivor.
Yeah. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I think he's a badass. Obviously, Travis. I think Travis will be there forever, and
he's the Rick of that.
I want to say that I guarantee you that his other kid, the one that's pissing everybody off.
Yeah.
I bet you he's going to be there for a while.
I know. I hate him. He's turning into a little punk ass bitch.
Yeah,
I think Carl needs to whoop his ass.
Yeah, I'm guaranteeing that. As much as I would love Nick to be around because he reminds Lane and I of James Franco.
Yeah, straight out of Pineapple Express, James Franco.
Yeah, as much as I would love to have him around forever, I don't think he's going to be long.
Again, that kid is the one that played Voldemort.
Yeah,
Nick
Frank
played
Delane.
Voldemort from the 6th movie.
Young Tom Riddle.
Young Tom Riddle.
Asking Slughorn about Horcruxes.
Well, it's later. They're getting ready to start packing things up after they find out about the poison. Like I said, Nick tells his family about the poison, and they go in there, and then the mom starts bringing down suitcases for the kids, and then the little boy runs down saying, "Oh, there's something wrong with whatever her name is, my sister." And then they head upstairs.
Willa is the name.
Willa, to find one of the most crazy scenes we have seen in this show.
Yeah, so the little girl got into the poison pills, took one, and then the little boy goes downstairs, says something wrong. They all come running up. Little girl's laying on the floor, and the mother starts freaking out, picks her up. And Dad comes walking in, and is like, "What happened?" He looks down, he sees the pills on the table, he sits on the bed, and he's like, "Oh my God!" And then the little girl's eyes open up,
Just white,
cloudy eyes, and
it was mortifying. It was emotional.
Starts to eat her mom.
It was crazy.
She turned.
It's the youngest zombie we've seen. Maybe that girl from the very first episode, the one that Rick shoots.
Yeah.
Little girl. I don't know. Like, they're pretty close in age.
Yeah, they might be.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It was a good ending. It was the ending I wish we had last week.
Yeah, but it was. Well, then they take the boy. They still try to take the boy, but the older brother. There's another older brother that does the cleanup, and he always carries a rifle with him.
I can't remember his. I kept wanting to think they were saying his name was Seth.
Maybe that sounds
not
right.
Seth. Like it didn't seem like they were saying Seth.
I don't know, but he comes in, pretty much puts them all at gunpoint and makes them give the brother back. And he's like, "Oh, we're staying here." He goes, "My dad set us up for here. We're staying. We're not leaving." And then they leave. He gets off the boat with his little brother, and then they see their mom as a walker walking down, and it's that's great. That's emotional too. It's a young little boy, and the older brother tells him, "Just wave. Just keep waving." And they're on the boat, they're waving at him, and the kid kills his mom. He has no point. He's ready for it. Like, it's not. Not quite the insane amount of what Carl had to do for his mom. Pretty much gave birth to his sister and then killed his mom.
Yeah,
crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Well, that ends that.
Yeah, that's for sure. That ends that. That episode was pretty insane. We didn't get a trailer for next week either on our end. We don't watch it live, so I don't know what to expect out of next week, but it should be good.
All right, and all right, now we're gonna get into. We're gonna talk a little bit about Daredevil if you want.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about Daredevil.
I had watched season 1 of Daredevil like pretty much when it came out, and I had been waiting for Deej and Amber to watch it, so they needed to catch up. And they finally caught up, and in that time, season 2 came out. It was so hard for me not to start watching it, but I waited, and we actually watched season 2, episode 1 last night, and it was pretty fucking awesome. That show is awesome.
I really liked Daredevil season 1. I thought Wilson Fisk was a fucking animal.
Oh, absolutely. We'll see him again. I know it.
And I loved everything about it. All the fight scenes, watching him become Daredevil and learning about his past and. What a great show! What a great way to set up a show.
Yeah, it was perfect. It's a perfect show.
It was beautiful in every aspect about it. You know what I mean? Like, I love their approach to doing flashbacks as opposed to the way Arrow does their flashbacks. Like, it was just great. The production value on the show is like just above and beyond. Like, it might as well have been a movie.
The guy that plays Murdoch is awesome too. I think he does a great job.
Dude, Daredevil. This makes Daredevil look not like he is unbelievable as a superhero.
Yeah, absolutely.
The stuff that he can do, the stuff that he can smell, he can hear people. That it's just nuts.
I think it'd be a very good fight between him and Oliver Queen. I think.
I agree. I agree completely. Fight. I don't know, man. He's nuts. What about Batman?
I don't know, man. Because Batman can defeat Green Arrow pretty easily. I mean,
yeah. I wonder if the Green Arrow.
Green Arrow has the best chance.
The Green Arrow in the comic book universe, did he train with the League of Assassins?
Not that I know. Not that I'm aware of. I do not think that happened. That's why I get confused. Like, nothing I've ever seen has ever made it seem like that. They wanted Oliver Queen to be the new Ra's al Ghul. That's why I as far as I know, no. But
so I'm wondering.
There's so many adaptations.
I'm wondering how Batman would face off against this Oliver Queen from Arrow.
Oh, I still think Batman will possess.
Yeah, but
Batman
I think he would be
is
a little bit more formidable foe.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Green Arrow is the only human that Batman has fought that has it. It's the biggest chance, like that's
right.
From what I've read. Like, there's no other regular human. When I mean regular human, people like Batman, Daredevil, but Daredevil's obviously Marvel. But Oliver Queen stand, but still, Batman is still just a little greater.
Yeah,
Batman is the best regular human. It's just as simple as that. Like, there's no. He even, he's even better than Ra's al Ghul, and that's why Ra's wants Batman to take over and be with Talia al Ghul and all that.
Right.
But Daredevil's extra senses just makes him. We've seen him kick an arrow out of the air, so he could probably catch arrows just as good as Oliver can. So I don't know how good an arrow would be, but we did see in season 1 he fights that Asian guy. That's like that martial artist guy. He's having a hard time.
Fucked up from it, dude.
So I mean that makes more of a chance for Oliver, but Daredevil's only in season 2. Wait till season 5, Daredevil, see how great he is then. And then put him against season 5 Oliver, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
But.
I guess we'll have to I mean, I always want to say, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but that'll never.
Yeah, we'll never see that.
We'll never see it.
They also had freaking Oliver Queen losing against Hawkeye in the death battle thing, so I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, me too.
But
yeah, that I have so many great things to say about season 1, and I will preach it to everybody. That everybody was right. First of all, I will say everybody that told me that it was good, I need to watch it, and I was like, I don't watch it. I am angry that I didn't.
Yeah, and the best thing is it's on Netflix, so if it all comes out at once, you ain't gotta wait week to week. You can watch it. We can watch it all whenever.
Right, but we're just doing it week to week because that's the only time we have the time.
Yeah, and we can talk about each episode.
Yeah. So.
Well, season 2, episode 1 starts off with him just beating ass. He's just he's doing regular crime fighting things like Oliver would or Batman would. You're going pee?
Yeah.
DJ's gonna go pee. When he's done wiping, we will get back to it. But it starts off, you see his silhouette a little bit, and the cops are chasing down this group of people, and he whips out, and takes care of each one of them individually, and he's just a beast. Like, he just is that. He has that same type of fear aspect as Batman. Like when you see Batman's silhouette and you see those ears, you see that cape, that just looming figure. Daredevil doesn't quite have that, but he's still close enough. You see those devil horns, and one person in the episode even said a little later on, he says, I always knew the devil would come for me, but I thought it would be after I was dead. And it's just cool. Like, it's just so cool. And then,
I think now would be a good time to announce that we could probably do a Daredevil special after we're done watching.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a little late in the game, but...
You want to talk about Daredevil every episode, or just...
Yeah, I mean, we could do that, too.
Yeah.
Instead.
It'll give us something to talk about.
Yeah.
But, so starting from this point on, starting today, and every Monday, we're going to be talking about Season 2, Daredevil. So episode 1 we're talking about today. Next Monday we'll talk about episode 2. So,
which is cool. It's cool because for those of you that have already watched it, and don't have that many people to talk to about it, you can hear us watching it week to week.
Right, talk about each episode.
And have it unfold to us who don't have any idea what's happening.
Right.
And you can sit back in your car or wherever you're listening to us at and be like, they don't even know. You know what I mean? Same. Right. It's the same deal with us and those of you who are watching Negan come to life on Walking Dead. And you're like, what the hell is happening? And you don't read the comics. And we're sitting back being like, you don't know what's coming. Like, it's ridiculous. And we get serious enjoyment out of doing stuff like that. I love seeing people, or hearing people speculate and think about things they don't know about. I just think it's great, because I already know. And I love hearing their thoughts on it and everything like that. And it's the same thing with, like, Star Wars, but we're all speculating together, because none of us have any idea. And it's really cool. When they take the canon, the canon out of it, like the canon extended universe is gone, so nobody has any idea what could possibly be happening right now. So it's just cool. Like,
Well, the episode continues. There's like an Irish gang meetup, like the Irish, because now that Fisk is gone, there's battle for turf and all this bullshit. Because Fisk kind of had the entire Hell's Kitchen under his thumb. So the Irish are meeting together, and then they're having their meeting, blah blah blah, and then all of a sudden, what seems to be an army just unloads on these motherfuckers, dude. Like, kills the shit out of them. That's why I love that it's on Netflix too, because it can be that brutal. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not subjected to cable TV. You know, it has whatever it wants to do.
I wish it didn't have Marvel stipulations and they could say fuck and stuff.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. But and it said more than once that it was an army that attacked us. It had to have been an army.
They're looking for a military group with high-tech weapons.
Yeah, and then so obviously Daredevil gets interested. You know, one survivor from that Irish group contacted Murdoch and Nelson to try to.
Murdoch and Nelson.
Murdoch and what?
Nelson and Murdoch.
Whatever.
It just rolls off the tongue better.
Nelson and Murdoch. He contacts them in a bar, trying to get, because he wants to. Obviously, you're the only survivor in a gang attack like that. People are going to assume that you had taken it. They're going to assume that you had something to do with it. So he wants pretty much saved, but he ends up he starts bleeding out because he had gotten injured during that. So they take him to the hospital under a false name. But so that leads Daredevil Murdoch actually to be interested in this. So he goes and him and Nelson go to investigate Foggy.
Yeah, they go to where do they go next?
They went to the crime scene.
Yeah, they went to the crime scene, and that black detective says a whole bunch of funny lines.
Yeah.
This guy's got a what's he say?
I don't remember.
He's got a bulletproof vest on as thick as my dick.
Oh yeah, this other detective. Yeah. He goes, how the hell are they gonna blast a hole as thick as my dick through this fucking thing, through this bulletproof vest, through his body, and out the other side of the same material?
Yeah, and they even think too that they're like, oh, it's had to have been an army that took this down.
Yeah, that's all people think of, but little did they know.
Right, and Murdoch goes and investigates that black guy, that gun dealer, that sold a gun to Wesley in the last season.
I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah, he sold a gun to Wesley. I'm pretty sure.
I haven't. It's been a while since I watched season 1, so you're gonna.
He sells the gun to Wesley, who then dies by the same gun.
Yeah.
So, but and he goes and roughs him up, and he gets all this information and whatever, and then he gets a location, I believe.
Yeah, he says something about he's only heard about these military grade weapons going to this meat market of sorts.
Yeah, and he goes so. Daredevil goes there. He's very menacing. I love how menacing he is, just turning corners so quietly, and it's very interesting. He walks in and there's just a bunch of cows hanging up, and then he realizes that there's people hanging up on these hooks down at the end, and one of them is still alive.
And that was to my earlier point where it says, I always knew the devil would come for me, but I thought it would be after I was dead.
Right. So he takes him up off the meat hook, lays him on the ground, and he says something along the lines of, who did
can escape him.
He says, who did this? Oh, yeah.
He says nobody can escape him, and then Daredevil says, who are they?
He goes, not they, him.
Him. Oh, my God.
And then the very next scene, you see big old fucking black boots walking down the hospital, and it I'm laughing at what I'm going to say after this, but...
Well, before he gets right into that, we all know that Punisher was supposed to be coming in this season. And we do all know that John Barenthal is from The Walking Dead, as Shane is playing Punisher. So that's going to lead into what DJ is going to say here, because he finds it actually... I mean, it's funny to me, too.
I just think it's ridiculous. But yeah, so the camera pans up. John Barenthal is walking through the hospital as Punisher. He's got a big old shotgun hanging from his belt, and he begins firing away. And,
well, before that, the security guard.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm getting my timeline mixed up here, but yeah, security guard tries to stop him. He takes the gun from him, and pretty much uncocks it, knocks the guy out, and then very stylishly and sexily throws it into the trash can next to him.
All in one motion.
All in one foul swoop, just whoop boom. And I looked over at Lane and I said, that's the second time I've seen this guy in a premiere throw something away in a fucking stylish manner.
Yeah, dude.
Or in a ridiculous manner. In The Walking Dead, when he's sitting there with Rick in the car...
Before the, when they're still police.
When they're still police officers, they get a call to go out to the guys that eventually shoot Rick.
They're eating lunch.
They're eating lunch, and they say, all right, we gotta go. And he crumples up the thing. He goes up and he goes, whoop, poof, into his trash can. He throws it away.
The way he does it, so...
It's ridiculous. It's way over the top, and I laugh at it every time. I called Lane into the bedroom. I said, do you guys see the way this guy throws this thing away? It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, before I even watched the show,
And I remember our buddy Jake, we just sat there and laughed at it for hours. I watched it. I watched it on a loop, I think, because the way he throws it away makes no feasible sense. He throws it away like that trash needs to know that it is trash.
Yeah, right.
I'm better than you, trash. I'm going to throw this shit away. And he does the same thing with that gun. Like, he just tosses it in the garbage. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny. It really is funny. So now we're going to wait for maybe a potential third show that he premieres in. And if it happens again, then we know there's...
It's in his contract.
With throwing shit away.
It's in his contract. It's got to be.
But, well, so then, he starts shooting willy-nilly. I mean, it's Punisher. He knows what he's doing. As far as I know from the Punisher, he will not just kill innocent people. He's not a bad guy. He's an anti-hero. He's not going to go kill innocents, but he will kill bad guys. So,
it's crazy though that one man did all that, and everybody thinks that it's an army.
Yeah, but it's the Punisher. If you know who the Punisher is, then it's very feasible. So he starts chasing them down, and then what's her name? Murdoch's assistant lady. What's her name? Karen, who is also from True Blood. If you guys don't know, she's Bill Compton's, he sired her, but anyway, he's chasing them down, and then they end up escaping, and it shows him as in a he's like on a rooftop with a sniper, about to shoot this guy, the guy, the surviving guy, and who shows up but Daredevil to start beating some ass.
What a good fight!
Oh, it was such a good fight. Daredevil seemed to have the upper hand at first. I believe Daredevil has the upper hand with skill and fighting and just being able to fight better, but Punisher is just so tough and strong.
Yeah, brute force.
And he also has skill. He's not just a brute strength guy. He has military training and shit like that. So, but he just fucking beat the shit out of Daredevil. Daredevil probably punched him 15 times, and then Punisher probably hit him 3 times, and Daredevil was almost out.
Yep,
it was crazy.
And then the episode ends like real abrupt.
Well, like Punisher starts walking away, starts running away, and then Daredevil chases him down. They start fighting again, and then Daredevil knocks Punisher to the ground, and then Punisher pulls out a gun, points it at Daredevil, and says bang, and then shoots him, which seems to be in his head.
Right.
And then the episode ends right as Daredevil's falling off the building.
It's the only word Punisher says in the entire first episode.
Bang.
Bang.
He smiled and everything. Bang.
It was great. It was a good episode.
Oh, fuck yeah. I can't wait for episode 2.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. The show. But speaking of adding things to our repertoire, Lane is now 2 episodes behind on this, but we are also going to add Supergirl to the repertoire. I don't know if we're going to talk about it weekly. Maybe we'll do something at the end after we're all caught up, but we are currently doing that.
Yeah, we might just have a Supergirl special, maybe.
Yeah, where we talk about everything that's been going on. By the time that happens, it's going to be old news, but we're going to talk about it because we're nerds, and this is Nerdtalkalypse, so we got to do it. Right. And then after that, we're going to try to catch up with Gotham and things like that, but...
We'll go through this rest of the stuff briefly.
Yeah, so the new Doctor Strange trailer dropped this week.
It was good.
Yeah. Actually dropped almost a week ago now, but it was really interesting. A lot of crazy things happened.
I am a huge Benedict Cumberbatch fan. He is one of my favorite actors right now. He's fucking amazing in everything he does. So this is not going to be any different to me. I can't wait. So
I know that there are a lot of History Elves videos out there of Doctor Strange, and we learned, and we talked briefly on it last week, but he's kind of like Marvel's version of Shazam, and he has a lot of
See, he's not like Captain Marvel Shazam. That's not who we're talking about. We're talking about Shazam the Wizard.
Right.
He's not anything like the guy Captain Marvel that says Shazam. He's actually like Shazam.
Right.
In some adaptations, they refer to Captain Marvel as Shazam, which is like it gets confusing. But
right. So it's going to be the trailer doesn't tell much. It's just a teaser. We don't know what the plot is. And it's very Inception-y, and a lot of things happen. When that dude though, or chick, I guess it was like a bald chick type deal. Kind of like One Punch Man styles, and
right.
and like pushes his soul out the other side of him, or
I think
whatever.
they do with the training to become magical, because I don't know much about Doctor Strange, to be honest. I don't know a whole lot about him and his history, but I do know, he does magic, but I believe he needs like talismans and stuff, like he uses a lot of tools, but he is very powerful. Like, I think, pretty sure he would rape Superman because of the fact that he does do magic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Superman's
Susceptible.
susceptible to magic, so it's going to be, I'm sure he would.
So, we're going to keep posting. There's going to be apparently 2 more trailers. Like, there's always seems to be 3 trailers of every movie.
Right. And we'll get, we'll be getting
more.
the same thing for Rogue One, too. We'll get another trailer. And I'm betting this is the way that we're thinking. Next trailer we'll have, for Doctor Strange, we'll see a little bit more of a plot type deal going. It'll probably be for the first full trailer. And then same thing with Rogue One. We'll get a full trailer, and that one will have like a tease of Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah.
Toward the end. I doubt it'll be like a lot. Yeah. And then and then we'll get a little bit more after that. But
I understand. All right, well, yeah, and then also the Captain America Civil War early reviews. We kind of went over that. It's getting great reviews, and the trailers are obviously awesome.
Right. So, we're trying to figure out a time where we can go and check that movie out. Probably on opening weekend, we're hoping. But people, if the reviews are rave.
Yep. Well, that pretty much covers everything we want to talk about. But there's one thing that I want to add. The latest episode of Dragon Ball Super has got to be one of the best episodes I've seen. Easily, hands down. To all the Dragon Ball Z fans out there, I saw a guy post on Facebook. He pretty much said it exactly how I feel it. He goes, "This episode gave me those kind of goosebumps that original Dragon Ball Z used to. If they can keep making episodes such as this, it can be just as good or better than Dragon Ball Z, as long as they can do it." We've all seen Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. We all seen Super Saiyan God. He fought Frieza like that, but him and Vegeta had been training. And before this tournament, we had a Dragon Ball Z episode not too long ago. If you want to go catch up on that, that's fine. But they've been fighting in this tournament. Not too much to talk about. It's happening.
I believe that's episode 6 of our podcast. It's not labeled. There's no title for it, so.
Okay, so it'll be the one without a title. But there's a they pretty much easily defeat these guys in the other Universe 6. They're not all that tough until they get to this Hit. His name is Hit. He has this amazing ability to stop time for 0.1 second. But when you're moving as fast as Dragon Ball Z characters can move, 0.1 second is you can do a whole lot in that time.
It's vital.
Very. And another thing, he's fairly strong too, but his main thing is he knows how to hit you where it matters. Like, he's like, every hit he makes is a vital hit.
Yeah, he's an assassin, and nobody's ever been able to beat him.
Nobody's ever survived with that many. He beats Vegeta fairly simply as Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, but he does say, he goes, nobody's ever survived after that many hits from me. Because he hits, he may not hit you the hardest, but he hits you exactly where it matters.
Right. And then he, Vegeta has to bow out, and then Goku gets reinstated into the tournament because of the bullshit cheater that happened. So then he's up to fight Hit, and he has to learn how to adapt to that 0.1 second delay that Vegeta didn't have that advantage over. He didn't know.
Yeah, so Goku was able to study him a little bit, and Goku figures out how to counter that 0.1 second. Goku just guesses or estimates where the attack's going to come from, because they're moving quick. He has experience, and so that time leap of his pretty much goes nothing. And then Goku transforms into Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and it seems that he has Hit on the rope. Like, Hit has no chance. And then Hit does this thing called Improvement, which Piccolo seemed to know what it was. But he can kind of mimic the Super Saiyan transformation ability, where he just improves in the middle of a battle. He can just get, the stronger his opponent is, he will just gradually improve more and more. Which is crazier than hell. Like, that is a crazy ability to be able to have. And Piccolo looks absolutely mortified that he can do it.
So he improves his time leap to 0.2 seconds. Then Goku and him go at it again, and then
Goku gets like knocked to the ground.
Yeah.
Because that extra 0.1 second, Goku got used to that 0.1 second, but it pretty much doubled. And then
Hit kind of predicts that Goku's gonna. He's like, I know what you're doing. He goes, and I'll just improve further.
he goes, you're gonna take hits from me until you get used to this 0.2. He goes, but it's pointless because right now I'm at 0.5 seconds.
Right, he improves even
further between the little bit of time that Goku was trying to figure it out.
So he's a whole half a second.
So my God, this thing he does, man, they're pretty far away, and Hit just all of a sudden is right in front of Goku. He punches him like fucking 30 times, man, and then all of a sudden he's back where he was. Like, it was so fast and instantaneous. It's hard to imagine.
Right.
And looks like Goku's almost dead. Like, Goku's fucked up.
And the announcer starts asking him, are you able to still fight? Are you gonna stand up? And then he almost announces the winner as Hit, and then Goku stands up and he's like, I'm gonna do it. I can still fight. And then proceeds to pull out a technique that I'm gonna let the DBZ master talk about.
Well, the episode is titled. It was a huge title, but it was like counterattack something, and then it was Goku's new technique. And Goku says, this technique only has a 10% chance of success. He goes, it could kill me if I do it incorrectly. And then he just begins to start powering up really intense, and it was fucking. At first, I was like, oh, he's gonna use Kaioken, but then I was like, well, maybe he's gonna do Super Saiyan 3 because he was screaming like that, and even the Kais were like, man, the guy likes to scream, doesn't he? And he was like, well, and then old Kai's like, you wait and see. He goes, it's necessary or whatever, and he's starting to power up just intense. It was the best power up we've seen yet. And Vegeta says, oh my God, this? Like, he's like, oh my God, that power. And then Goku, he just stops powering up all of a sudden. And then he goes, and he says something, and he goes, Kaioken, boom! And he just fucking blasts it, dude. And like, the red aura is around his Super Saiyan blue aura. And as you know, Kaioken has the ability to increase your power double. Regular Kaioken doubles the power that you already have. And so, like, when he used it in Dragon Ball Z versus Vegeta, he was just doubling his power, and then he could do times 3, times 4, which, obviously quadrupled his power. But he never had to use it in Super Saiyan because it's, as Old Kai states in the episode, Super Saiyan takes a lot of stamina and takes a lot of wear and tear on the body itself. And Kaioken is very dangerous for the muscles in the body. It can actually, it hurts you. So to even think about combining them is just unfeasible. Now, we did see it one other time when he fought Pikkon in the Otherworld tournament, but that wasn't technically canon. But we saw it as Super Saiyan. But Goku says, oh, with the Super Saiyan Blue, I can do it because with the combination of the calm mind and the physical power, it makes it more withstandable. He can actually do it, and it is one of the coolest looking goddamn things I've ever seen. Like, I had tears in my eyes just waiting for what was coming. It was just fucking.
It was nuts. But we're forgetting about the important thing that happens toward the end of it.
Well, I'm not finished.
Oh, keep going then.
Well, I mean, you can go and say whatever you need.
I was just agreeing that it was crazy.
Yeah, and then Goku, he does his Kaioken, and that aura is huge, and he's just, and then he starts powering up again, and then Hit just looks a little bit scared, and then even Beerus was like, what is he doing? Like, he goes, and then Whis is like, what? Are you worried about it if he did that against you? He goes, well, of course not. He goes, but I wonder why he didn't use this ability to begin with. And then all of a sudden, Beerus looks a little worried, and I think Goku might be surpassing him because, he wasn't that far behind him when they fought. And now he's stronger in his regular Super Saiyan Blue, and he used the Kaioken. And so, Whis is like, holy shit. And then Hit looks horrified, and then Goku powers up again, just a big-ass fucking beast-ass power-up, and he does Kaioken times 10. And he just unleashes on him, man. He's just beating his ass. And he's doing he's like, that time leap won't matter now. My power has so far exceeded yours, it doesn't even matter. And he's just beating the shit out of Hit. And then Goku's like, oh, he starts noticing his body's getting sore. He goes, shit, I gotta end this in one attack. And then he fucking drops to the ground and does that very famous Kamehameha, just a long, oh my God, it was huge. It was so fucking awesome. And Hit starts to blocking it. He does this whatever he's doing too, and then Goku powers it up and starts blasting it. And I think the episode pretty much ends during that little energy blast thing. And it was just so fucking cool. Like, if you love Dragon Ball Z, this episode, it brings back those types of goosebumps. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, when Goku went Super Saiyan 3. When Goku first went Super Saiyan against Frieza, even Piccolo fighting Android 17 before Cell, like, this was right on par with all that. It was fucking amazing.
Yes, I agree. It was nuts. Very, very nuts. Lane hit everything on the head. I don't have anything more to say about it. It was just insane. So brutal.
Oh my god. Goku,
That last fight is just awesome.
that is power. Like,
We posted it on our page. If you can handle Japanese Dragon Ball
watch
Z,
that scene, man.
watch it. It is nuts.
That, I don't know, like, I have a hard time believing Superman could really stand to that, man. A Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Kaioken times 10. He is then tenfold stronger than... It's
Super
crazy.
Saiyan God Blue, like that. Yeah.
It's nuts. It was like speechless. I was just like, oh my god, like that.
Dude, I still think that we're still gonna get something else.
Maybe. Because there's still more. I mean, in the show, they fight more on the next episode, so that Kamehameha wave obviously didn't finish him. So, I mean...
I still feel like Super Saiyan 3 Blue is in
that would be awesome as shit. It almost seems too obvious. Maybe they won't do it, but I want it. I want to see it. That shit would be fucking crazy.
Could you imagine Vegeta?
Vegeta would be furious. He's already pissed.
He's already pissed.
Vegeta's like, God damn it, Kakarot, you're always one step ahead of me. He's like, you know, it's just, I don't know. That episode.
I cannot wait for Funimation to dub these.
Oh my god, that whole episode with Sean Shammel's voice instead will just... That's what gives you the goosebumps, dude. Like, when he does that Kamehameha wave, there's nothing. Like, that Asian woman, nothing against him. I mean, I love it, whatever, but Sean Schemmel...
You can almost hear it, though, because I was thinking about it. I was like, I gotta get a clip of that this morning and put it in the podcast. And I went to go look at it, and I was like, and Lane says, oh, it sucks is in Japanese. And I was like, dude, I wasn't even thinking. I was hearing it in my head as Sean Schemmel. Yeah. And I was like, it's gonna be so cool to get that clip, but it would be pointless because nobody have any idea what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know, but I cannot wait for that. I have not had these feelings since I was a little boy in elementary school, rushing home to watch Dragon Ball Z every day on Toonami. But now I have to wait every week, every Sunday. I come over here and we watch it, and I just...
Yeah.
It's killing me. I never thought I would have to do this again.
I think we're getting a warning on there of some sort.
We're getting close to our limit.
I don't know if there is a limit, but...
Well, anyway, that pretty much covers... That's pretty much everything we want to talk about today anyway, so...
Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of the episode, but... I don't have any more. Like I said, next week we're doing our normal stuff, and it might be an internet thing.
Oh yeah. Well, if you watch Daredevil, catch up on that. We're gonna be talking about, so like I said, starting today. It's episode 1, and every day on the next episode. So episode 2 next week, episode 3 after that. So if you want to listen, follow along. And if you haven't watched it, maybe watch it with us. Keep on par with us watching it.
Yeah, absolutely. You got one episode to.
Yeah, it says 1 minute and 55 seconds. I think there is
keep
a
up
time.
on. So, all right. Well, I'm going to take this last minute to tell everybody who's watching on Facebook or who will watch on Facebook later because no one's on right now. But May 4th, may the 4th be with you.
Don't forget.
We're doing our Star Wars special. It's coming. It's coming up real fast. Just a couple weeks, and then we'll be doing it. We're going to be talking everything from Episode 1, Phantom Menace, to Force Awakens and theories and all that good stuff. Got a couple special guests coming in. Should be a good time. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening, and you guys have a good night.
Have a good day. Enjoy the nice fucking weather.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back next week for a brand new episode. Thanks.
Peace out. Okay, that's a good episode.